guys, so there's a question that I've been getting asked over and over and over, and it's something that I feel like, well, I've addressed once before, but I need to address it again. And it's, how do I get started in the industry? This question's been coming from people in the commercial industry wanting to switch over to the yachting industry. And this has been coming also from people that haven't even been in the industry, but they want to join, whether they've heard it through a friend that got started in the industry, or they ran across it somewhere else and they just want to try the yachting industry, they want to break into it. So the question I've been getting is, how do I get started? What do I do? Where do I go? So one of the first things you have to do is you have to get your basic safety training out of the way. You'll often hear that referred to as STCW, but it's really called basic safety training. And whether you're in Europe or whether you're over in the US, there are several places that you can get your basic safety training done, or your STCW is what you'll commonly hear it called. You gotta get that first and foremost, because boats are gonna want you to have that at a minimum. After you get that out of the way, I've had a lot of people just say, okay, I've got it, now what? Well, you've gonna have some experience, whether you've been in the industry or not, that could apply. Maybe you've been a bartender, maybe you've run in the hotel industry, or even if you are one of the commercial guys, even though you're commercial, you still come with huge amounts of experience that could be applicable to the yachting industry. So you have to find a way to make yourself stand out if you're coming from commercial, or you have to find a way to make yourself stand out if you don't have any yachting experience. And the first way to do that is with your CV. And I've been passed here recently some CVs, and I gotta say, they're a little bland. Here in the yachting industry, we like them to have a little bit of fluff to them, a little bit of color, very organized, your experience, your references, your skills and attributes, your goal statement. And I'll include a shot in here in this video showing you what a good looking CV would look like. So that's first and foremost, because when you're a manager or you're a hiring agency and you have 20 CVs sitting on your desk, and this happened to me the other day, joke you not. I was hiring for a chief stew position, and I had some good looking CVs. I had some that had grammar errors. They spent no time formatting. And so when I've got 20 CVs and I need to find a way to narrow them out, the ones that you haven't put any time in automatically go to the side. Because in my opinion, if you can't even put any time into your CV, are you really gonna invest any time into my vessel? So that's probably the outside of getting your basic safety training, that is probably the biggest thing you can do, is make yourself stand out with that CV. Spend some time on it. Then after that, call the crew agencies. Make profiles online. There are tons of crew agencies out there. JMS Yachting, the Crew Network, YPI. Yacht Spot is a huge, almost a clearinghouse type of website that I would say, if not all, maybe most of the crewing agencies are a part of. So go to Yacht Spot, make a profile there. Go to Yacht Crew, make a profile there. Go to the crewing agencies specifically, make a profile there. But then you're not hearing anything. You're going, well, I don't have any experience. I got my basic safety training out of the way. Yes, I was a bartender. Yes, I was a housekeeper. Yes, I'm in the commercial industry. Why isn't anybody calling? Call them up. Take the initiative. Call them once a week. Call them, introduce yourself, let them put a face with a name. Maybe you're calling a crewing agency in Fort Lauderdale, but you live back in Indiana. Okay, so I get that. Showing your face is gonna be a little bit difficult, but call them. Let them get to know you, introduce yourself, let them feel your energy, your vibe. Call them once a week. Ask them, say, hey, just checking back in, do you have anything for me? Hey, I just wanna let you know I'm still really, really interested. So that's one way. So that's in the case in which you can't physically move down to, let's say, one of the hubs in Europe, or the hub here specifically in Fort Lauderdale where we are now. If you can relocate, do so. Okay, so Fort Lauderdale, just because that's where we are, I'll use that for instance. I was talking to a gal the other day. She's coming from the Midwest. She has saved a few bucks. She's gonna come down and she's gonna live in a crew house. A crew house is somewhere that you can live with a bunch of other greenies, so to speak, trying to break into the industry. The housing is cheaper, the networking is great. Come down here, day work. There's an amazing site called Daywork 123. Pick up some day work there. As much day work as you can. And when you come up and you show up, and believe me, half the battle in this industry is just getting somebody to show up. You show up, you're enthusiastic, you're eager to learn, somebody's gonna snatch you up in no time for a full-time position. So that's one thing you can do. If you haven't saved some money and you can't afford to come down and live in a crew house until you do find work, another thing you can do is relocate. Find a job in a yachting hub. It could be any job. And on your days off, day work, day work, day work, day work. And again, once you show up, you've got the enthusiasm, you've got the desire, you've got the drive, a boat's gonna pick you up. So that's how you have it. I think that's probably what the best that you can do to get into this industry, make yourself stand out, let the crew agencies know you, and if you can relocate, try to relocate so you're down here and that work ethic can shine through and you can network. Thanks for listening.